Keep your head down and stay low and hope I don't notice you. Okay, speeder. At the house, it's a residential neighborhood, a main throughway for children walking to and from school. Mothers with baby buggies going to pick up other children. You hear that loud sound? That's B Street. Industrial Park, that once was supposed to save us, like you see, is turning into be a neighborhood nightmare. Okay? We have big giant trucks coming through here. The streets are already cracked up, in bad need of repair. Every truck that comes down the street creates 10, 20 more cracks. You just don't see them till afterwards. Little tiny cracks. Because the street is not made to handle that kind of weight. I'm talking about big multi-ton construction vehicles and school buses on a little residential street that didn't show any traffic, didn't need any repair over 30 years. So why would they think they need it now? Because they haven't came and looked because of this done. This isn't the direct route anywhere. A lot of this traffic has to do with me sitting here. That's irrelevant. The attack. So now we need a speed bump, two of them. Okay, everybody's in agreement. People come through here and punch it like it's a speedway. We'll deal with the noise factor. They can't make all that noise and all the humps and bumps as they go over those speed bumps. We're sitting here. The spot is across from Frederick Douglass Park. I'm looking directly in it every time I speak to you. I'm looking at Frederick Douglass plaque. All right? Who says it says he used as his chief weapon his incredible gift for speech. So what do you think I'm doing as I sit here and look at a plaque of Frederick Douglass at Frederick Douglass Park that I sprayed gold? No one else even noticed. So I want speed bumps to bring them down to a crawl. There's not one sign posted, not one sign posted in the park that prohibits littering, park hours, or anything. The grass looks like a bad haircut. Okay? It looks like a bad haircut. There's a big sinkhole, a muddy sinkhole where the sprinkler systems burst. They don't run the sprinkler systems anymore to run the homeless even out of the park because they're broken. And they're going to have to replace them. What they did do, because I shot videos and everyone wondered where that park was and people were coming here from LA and other places, they painted the kids' toys. They're sitting there rusty for some time. No. Next time I'm not going to press pause. I'm going to show you the amount of traffic that comes through here and you can listen at the difference in the notes. Listen. Where is that truck going? They're from Texas. Speeding down through a neighborhood in which the speed limit is 25 miles an hour max. Okay? With these loud engines because they have weak voices. Big cars because they have little genitals. I'll put them all on blast. But back to the park. I want that sinkhole removed, and when they put in the sprinkler system, I want a fountain. And I want the regulation amount of trees. Lightning struck down two of our main trees, and they haven't replaced them. Just moved over them. You cannot sit at the one and only table that's here because it's rusty and it'll rip your clothes and infect your skin when it cuts you. There's a bench sitting right there where you watch your children play. Don't sit on that bench because it's so old and dirty and rusty. Underneath it is spiders and bugs. And when you leave, you're going to be bitten. The same way with the table. You're going to be bitten. There's a rusty old grill that bums pee in. Don't put your meat on that grill. All this stuff has to be replaced because I'm going to tell everyone what that park is in those videos that everyone in the world saw. In my city, it's the only park named after these so-called black people or black man. And I'm not a fan of that word because there's no such people. When you call yourself black, you can be held as chattel or used as a beast of burden, an animal, because there's no such race as the black race. Something we say verbally, but on paper, there's no such thing. So when you check that box that says black, officially on paper, you're not a person. And they can do anything they want with you, experiment on you like lab monkeys. Check other. And when they ask you what do you mean other, it says there's no such thing as a black person, so you tell me what I am. And see, don't they give you a pass? And anybody who argues with you, there's some scheme going on that's against you, some racist scheme. If you hear a sound that you can't distinguish, it was man-made. See, sometimes you can't tell what a contraption is. You can tell that a wheel is turning, that something is scraping, or cutting. You can hear a motor, but you can't tell what motor of what. All natural sounds, the birds, you know what that sound is. Cat, you know what that sound is. People want to get paid, so they come empty the one garbage can. They paint over the graffiti that no one would dare come do now, since they know that it's my park and I'm right here. The closest you'll come to it is they'll tag the table. They don't do that anymore because I know who came and who left. Lest I remind you that 200 feet as the crow flies behind the park, one house distance away, is a little circle in the middle of nowhere called Industrial Park, or Industrial Park, or whatever. And it's manicured. The little bushes look like bonsai trees. Who's ever doing that? They need to bring it down one more block. To the left, one house away, 200 yards, another park, the Youth Activity Park, manicured. Stephen Leonard Park, 1, 2, 3 blocks away. They put hundreds of thousands of dollars into, they say. I got a coat of paint by the Youth Activities um, Council or something like that. I didn't forgot their names. That's a shame. I have video though. That's what I got. And guys who know me, who on their route, they don't skip it. When the other guys on duty, they pass right by this park, don't even stop and cut it. I see the lawnmowers on the back. But I got an old neighbor that does it too. I've always had that. It's just different neighbors who sees that the park is cut. He grew up in this neighborhood. It's the only reason the park gets cut and picked up on. His buddy and the youngster that he's training used to be my neighbor too. Why be concerned about one little park? If it was a statue of Frederick Douglass, you would get the point. Someone's washing the bird shit off of Lincoln, but Frederick Douglass would just have bird shit all over him, and it would look like no one gave a damn. I don't think he deserves to go out like that. I think he did more than some of those other people. I know that if it wasn't for people like him, I probably wouldn't be talking to you. Merced, California, 1527 8th Street. Across the street, Frederick Douglass Park. The street is completely cracked up. Looks like it has varicose veins. Needs a speed bump, more than one. And it stops, well, we need a four-way stop at 8th and V. There's been too many accidents right there, enough to justify a full-fledged traffic light. But people in their time and money who don't live here, who operate a business a quarter of a mile away from here in Industrial Park, that would slow them down. Well, they need to slow the hell down in my neighborhood because I'm tired of them zooming through here like it's a shortcut. I think I'll get a bunch of the homies together and go zooming around their neighborhood and see how fast the cops will be there. And do it all on film. Remember, this is an experimental town. Film them zooming through my neighborhood and then go zoom down the street in their neighborhood and watch the difference reaction by those people who's supposed to be in charge and managing everything in a fair and equal manner.